I'm gonna drive up and get something to eat at the center market. I don't ask, but a lady gave me $8. That's a lot of money for, well, I ain't got shit for money right now. So, I'm doing the best I can. Trying to coexist with idiots. It happens. But I'm making sure I have my camera running just in case of stupids. I know I'm a lot nicer to people than I should be. I am told that a lot. I'm also told that I'm a complete and total asshole an awful lot. So, I guess it depends on who you ask. Looks like hardly anybody's coming from in town. I should be safe going through the drive-thru at McDonald's. I'm just not so sure. Like I've said many times, I am not the nicest asshole to get along with. Also, the wind today was pretty bad. And I survived it somehow. Probably just wind. And I have safety in my vehicle. What I have out here. America's an nasty place. I know. I live here. I can see what my fellow Americans go through, not just myself. And how much we go through is dependent upon how much the rest of the American public believes that we are human beings. It doesn't matter what your personal worth is here. It matters what other people think you're worth. On the bright side, I'm against killing people. Unfortunately, that leaves me with property damage. Jeez. Why do these people drive? Oh, yeah. I was gonna say, why do these people drive like a bunch of fucking rednecks? But I don't need to ask that question. KKK, booze, and fucking guns. God bless America. Wait. Right? I want to get one of your pizza sticks. Oh, you guys have any rolling papers? The bugler, the blue ones. Up, yeah. That's gotta go. Thank you. Oh, fucking cold. Oh, I have to let that cool down for a bit, I guess. Awful lot of people up here, heroin addicts. Seems to be the in thing. Pretty much everywhere else it's meth. And that is prevalent here, but the blues, man, they're taking over everywhere. I'm not talking about the cops, I'm talking about them damn pills. trauma is the gateway drug. It'd be nice if more people realized what an asshole I am. But it takes them for fucking ever. I tell them what an asshole I am, even. And still, they think I'm fucking with them. Dumbasses. I got a pretty extensive education, just not well enough to do it safely. For example, I like rockets. What boy doesn't, right? Well, one thing I know about rockets is that the components are unsafe. Some of them by themselves are fine, but once you start mixing them, they immediately become unsafe. Also, transporting anything like that is inherently unsafe. I've got chemicals in my car that I try to pay attention to because I don't have a MSDS, but I do get asked to do pretty weird and odd jobs. For example, sometimes people do want a stump removed and they're thinking it's going to get done in 20 minutes. I'm like, no, that ain't going to work. You literally just knocked down that fucking tree. The best thing we can do right now is drill a bunch of holes in that there stump. Drop something in it. And I'm not talking about explosives either. I'm talking about stump remover. You put it in there and you pour some water on top, and if you just cut it down, it's going to have plenty of water already. But you pour that crap in it and it starts eating away at the stump immediately. Nitrates are also good for the soil, so once it's eaten away the majority of the stump and been absorbed into it, it actually makes some pretty good fertilizer. Just be careful what you're doing with it. If you keep it covered for too long, you could potentially run into a gas pocket that explodes. So be smart with what you're doing. A lot of people, when they first start learning about mulching, they just quickly go through it and go, oh, well, I can do that. And then they just start putting stuff together and covering it up and not paying attention to the fact that you can start a fire that way. Isn't that strange? A lot lot of the stuff I look at, I end up with people who have great ideas. They really do. But they don't think about the danger inherent in what they're doing. I've had friends who literally thought they were going to be rocket scientists. Just as they built an Estes rocket once. I'm like, yeah, but there's math involved and you're not so good at that. Sometimes, though, if people have enough of an interest in a hobby they have, they'll actually get involved in learning about that. And if they might not have had an interest in math before, that might help them to bring them to a situation where they want to learn the math. One guy I know, he was obsessed with making sure his brother could walk. But his brother ended up dying before he could get his idea to fruition. But he learned the mathematics of it before his brother died. Actually got interested in prosthetics. There's a lot of stuff that I'm able to do with enough a grade to pass. You know, if I had to make prosthetics and make them look nice, I could probably do it. Could I make them fit right or fit comfortably? I don't know. I'd have to make one and ask, I guess. Anyway, some of the stuff that I use and utilize, I try to keep separated just because they are dangerous to put together. There's also other stuff that I make sure I don't have a high enough concentrate to actually start a fire. And there's stuff that I keep in my vehicle for vehicle maintenance that's pretty important, like my .3 fluid. But because of that, I make sure that I don't have any shock treatment in my vehicle. Also, some of the chemicals that I have, if they mix with certain types of liquids, could potentially turn into dangerous chlorines, and I don't want to breathe that. So I leave those in places where it's going to be dry, and it's not going to, well, it depends on the chemicals you mix with it, honestly. I don't have enough of a passing knowledge of what chemicals to not keep in my vehicle, but I do have enough of a passing knowledge of the chemicals I have in my vehicle to know to cross-check and make sure I don't end up blowing myself up inadvertently. Also, I believe that assisted termination of life should be legal for people in situations like mine. I think it should be mandatory to give a person the option.